I found out my credit score was 612 on a Tuesday morning in March 2018. I was sitting in a mortgage broker's office about to buy my first home. The broker leaned across the desk and said, "Emily, at this score, the rate is 6.9%. I didn't fully understand what that meant yet. I do now. That number, 612, was going to cost me an extra $74,000 over the life of my mortgage compared to someone with a score above 750. Today, I'll show you exactly how your credit score determines tens of thousands in interest costs and the specific steps to get above 750 within 12 months. You'll get the mechanics of how scoring works, the payment hierarchy that matters most, and the 3 actions that move the needle fastest for someone at your income level. Most people treat credit scores as abstract numbers banks use to judge them. They are not abstract. They are a price tag attached to every major purchase you will make for decades. A FICO score above 750 qualifies you for the best available rates. A score between 650 and 700 means approved but expensive. Below 650 is where real damage occurs. The gap between a 650 and a 760 score on a $300,000 mortgage, approximately $82,000 in total interest paid over 30 years. That is not a rounding error. That is a car. That is 4 years of college tuition. That is the difference between retiring comfortably and retiring with debt still following you. Now let me show you how 4 people with similar incomes experience this difference in the real world, and what changed when they finally understood the underlying mechanics. First is Brianna. She's 32, earns $4,400, and works in sales in Nashville. Her credit score was 670 when she financed a new car at 9.4%. Her colleague financed the same car 2 months later with a score of 780. His rate was 4.1%. Brianna pays $112 more every single month. Over 4 years, that is $5,376 more for the exact same car from the same dealership in the same month. The only difference was one 3-digit number. Now meet Trevor. He's 38, earns $4,700, and works in construction in Dallas. Trevor had never missed a payment in his life, but his score was 690. He was confused. When Trevor pulled his full credit report, he found a medical collection from 2020. A $240 bill he had never been notified about. That single $240 collection was suppressing his score by 61 points and adding thousands to every loan he took. He disputed it, it was removed, his score jumped. Then there's Fiona. She's 35, earns $5,000, and works in education in Boston. Her score was 720, and she assumed that was good enough. It was not. At 720, she qualified at 6.8%. At 760, she would have qualified at 6.1%. The difference over 30 years, $51,000 in interest. She was 14 points away from saving $51,000. She did not know that 720 and 760 are treated completely differently by every major mortgage lender. Finally, Leonard. He's 29, earns $4,100, and works in logistics in Denver. His score was 648 despite having no negative history at all. The problem was not bad behavior. The problem was invisibility. Lenders couldn't assess his risk because there wasn't enough data. Just one card opened 2 years ago. Leonard added a second card, became an authorized user on a family member's account, and reached 732 within 9 months. No debt paid off, just more visible positive history. These 4 stories point to one truth. Your credit score is not a character judgment. It is a formula. And formulas can be understood, broken down, and optimized deliberately. FICO scores are built from 5 factors with specific weights. Payment history is 35%, the largest single factor. One missed payment can drop a score by 60 to 100 points. Credit utilization is 30%. This is your current balance divided by your total credit limit. The target for scores above 750 is below 10%, not 30%. Length of credit history is 15%. This is why closing old accounts is almost always a mistake. The age of your oldest account and the average age of all accounts both count. Credit mix is 10%. Having both revolving credit, cards, and installment credit auto loans, student loans, scores higher than having only one type. Mixed signals experience. New inquiries are 10%. Each hard inquiry when you apply for credit reduces your score by 5 to 10 points temporarily. Multiple applications in a short window compound the damage. Here are the 4 actions that move a score above 750 fastest for someone at your income level. These are ranked by speed of impact, not by difficulty. Action 1. Set up autopay for the minimum on every account tonight. Not because you plan to pay the minimum, but because autopay protects 35% of your score from a forgotten due date. Action 2. Reduce credit utilization below 10%. If you carry $2,000 on a $5,000 limit card, utilization is 40%. Pay it down or call to request a credit limit increase. Requesting a limit increase costs nothing, takes 5 minutes, and can reduce utilization immediately without paying a single dollar. Most issuers approve increases for accounts in good standing. Action 3. Pull your full credit report at annualcreditreport.com and check every account for errors. The FTC found 25% of consumers have at least one error affecting their score. You get one free report per bureau per year. Equifax, Experian, TransUnion. Dispute any error in writing. By federal law, the Bureau must investigate and respond within 30 to 45 days. Action 4. If your file is thin, become an authorized user on a family member's oldest credit card. You don't need to use the card. The full account history appears on your report immediately. This is the fastest legitimate way to add length and positive history to a thin file. Leonard went from 648 to 732 in 9 months, using exactly this approach. Now the 30-year math. Score stays at 670. Over one auto loan and one mortgage, you pay approximately $100,000 more in interest than a 750 borrower. Spend 12 focused months raising your score to 750 or above. Every loan from that point qualifies for the best rate. That same $100,000 stays in your account instead. $100,000 compounded at 7% from age 40 to 60 becomes $387,000. The credit work you do this year echoes through your retirement. Most improvements show within 30 to 60 days. Utilization reflects in the next billing cycle. Authorized user additions appear in 30 days. Disputes resolve by law within 45 days. This is not a multi-year project. Payment history, utilization, and errors can be addressed in one focused evening. Results appear within weeks. The financial benefit compounds for decades afterward. If this gave you one specific action to take tonight, hit like. It helps reach people who are about to finance a car or home and don't yet know that one number is costing them tens of thousands. Next on the channel, the salary negotiation script that adds $5,000 to $15,000 a year. The psychology and the exact phrases to use in your very next performance review. One question for the comments. Do you know your current credit score? And have you ever pulled your full credit report to check for errors? Right below. I read every single response. Now I want to go deeper on utilization, because this is the factor most people misunderstand and most consistently mismanage, even people who consider themselves financially responsible. Most financial advice says, keep utilization below 30%. That avoids damage. But if your goal is to cross 750, 30% is not good enough. The target is below 10%. FICO calculates utilization at the card level and at the aggregate level. A single card at 40% hurts your score even if your overall average across all cards looks perfectly fine. If 3 cards total $10,000 in limits and one carries $1,600, 80% of its limit, that card damages your score, even though overall utilization is only 16%. Spread balances evenly across cards or pay the highest utilization card first. Not the highest interest rate, but the card using the highest percentage of its available credit limit first. There is also a balance transfer option. If one card is at 70% and another has low utilization, transferring half the balance to the second card immediately reduces the scoring damage. One more thing most people get wrong about timing. Credit scores are calculated based on the balance reported to the bureaus, which is typically your statement balance, not your real-time balance. If your card reports on the 15th, the Bureau sees the balance on your statement that day, even if you pay in full by the due date. The statement closing date is what matters to your score. Paying before the closing date, not just before the due date, can reduce reported utilization to near zero, even if you charge thousands per month and pay in full every single billing cycle. Now let me also address what not to do. Because several common pieces of advice about credit improvement are actively harmful and will damage a score you are trying to build. Do not close old credit cards even if you never use them. Every open account contributes to your average account age and available credit, affecting 15% and 30% of your score. Do not open multiple accounts in a short period. Each application triggers a hard inquiry. 5 applications in 3 months can drop your score by 25 to 40 points, right when you need it. Do not believe that carrying a small monthly balance builds credit faster than paying in full. This is one of the most persistent and most expensive myths in personal finance. It is simply not true. Do not ignore differences between bureaus. Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion operate independently. A correction on one does not propagate to the others. You must dispute each bureau separately. The credit score system rewards consistency, low balances, long history, and minimal new applications. None require high income. None require an advisor. They only require understanding the formula. You have that formula now. The actions are specific. The timeline is 12 months. And the reward, tens of thousands saved across your next 30 years of borrowing, is completely real.